Hey everyone, and welcome back to Ink Spotlights from Comix Wellspring. This is the series where we shine the spotlight on immensely talented creators who print with us. Today, we're joined by Robert Radau, here to talk about Devil in Disguise, some of his other projects, and a little bit more. Welcome to the show, Robert. It's so good to meet you. Tell us a little bit about your latest project.
Well, latest is my very first published work. It's called The Devil in Disguise. It's an idea I had 25 years ago as a one-page gag strip where Elvis in all his glory, the big cape, sunglasses, pompadour, and everything, walks into a drug dealer's office and says, "I'd like to buy all the drugs you have." And the guy says, "Sure." Elvis lays down a pile of cash. Guy lays down a pile of sacks of things. And Elvis whips off his sunglasses, whips out a badge and says, "This is a bust." And the guy goes, "Oh my God, it's Elvis." As if the sunglasses were the were the disguise. But there's no way to turn that into a series. So I turned it around. I turned it upside down and turned it into a serious look at addiction and the way the country treats it and the perils of fame. And it's got rock and roll and martial arts in it. So, and romance and drama and the mob and everything short of, I usually say everything short of capes, but at one point Elvis has a cape. I mean,
Minimal capes at that point. Love that. You're hitting all the right flavors for me too. Honestly, love that so much. And once you throw rock and roll in there, I'm completely sold, and I will love to check this out. What got you to start creating and like really itched you to come back to this project after that long of a period?
Well, when I got out of high school, I went right into the Joe Kubert School for cartoon illustration and animation. And all the original instructors were still there. It was a perfect time to go. And I got a little intimidated by the other students, so I left my first year. And creatively, I kind of left comics aside, but I did start a band that we held together for 20 years. And I wrote 99% of the songs. All story songs, really. So storytelling was still part of my craft. And then during COVID, during all the shutdowns and nothing to do, and kind of had a restart in life, let's say.
Yeah.
Maybe go back to Kubert School virtually, which they were finally offering online classes. So I've been doing that for the last several years.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, that's like, it's such a journey too. I was a musician myself. I grew up as a musician, so I love meeting other musicians that also make comics, because I feel like there's just like an understanding of like the craft and what it takes and like the tediacy. And even then what you're saying, like you felt you weren't good enough your first year. Did you feel like music, you just felt stable and you felt confident enough to like continue doing that versus art? What was the difference between the two for you?
I didn't have to make a living as a musician.
There you go. Yeah, Thompson. And I mean, and that's one of the hardest things to do as well, is find a living out of your craft in general.
Yeah. At 18, going to the school, I was like, okay, this is what I got to do for a living. I got to be able to succeed in this, and I didn't see that happening.
And kind of happened with me in music. I swapped it. I didn't see my future in music, so I went to writing because I didn't feel like there was. That's kind of interesting. I love that parallel we might have in our lives.
So now the pressure's off. I create because I want to create.
Awesome. And this is issue 2 that you're promoting right now. What's the series looking like for you? How many issues are you planning in your head? Or do you have other projects you're also aspiring to create at the moment too?
I want to get this one out of the way. Then I've got a one-shot romance comic that's already scripted. And then 2 long-running series already plotted out. First 16 issues of a horror strip, and then throwback to old adventure strips that runs about 30 years in its narrative. But I'd like to get this out of the way. Originally, it was 5 issues. I think I'm getting a little burned out on the Kickstarter type stuff, so I'm going to do 4, but the last 2 are going to be, supersized.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, honestly, the Kickstarter stuff, it does take a toll. It is a lot of work, from the preparation and concept to leading into it to that tedious month of just promoting, and then the aftermath that a lot of people don't consider. Then you're having to go to print, get your supplies, get your shipping supplies, mailers, and then you're there in your living room just packing away and just taping stuff up. And hopefully you have help. Some people don't. It's a pain no matter what, though. I feel that completely. But I love that approach, supersizing them, make it worth for the buyer. And you kind of get to wrap up this project just like maybe a hint quicker as well than elongating it for every single issue Kickstarter. I love that avenue you have going there. Where can we find issue 1 right now? And what's the status of issue 2?
Issue 2 is out. I try to get the book to the printer while I'm doing the crowdfunding.
Yes.
So that the book is complete by the time I start the crowdfunding. Mm-hmm. So there's no 6-8 month wait. Issue 2 and issue 1 can be found now on Crowdfunder under The Devil in Disguise. It can also be found on the company website, nectarcomics.com, NECTAR. We have a companion book called The Call of the Totem, which is a Native American fantasy adventure strip.
Ooh.
Really good.
I love that. I can't wait to dive into that more. That sounds so exciting. And we'll put all the links here in the bio, so nobody needs to go very far. We'll have them all right here, so you guys can find these links, purchase some of these books, support Robert, and actually get the next, book 3. Actually, probably book 3 through 5 or 3 through 4. Hopefully, all out in a nice, timely order manner. And actually, you can complete the series. I want to check this out. I'm probably going to snag a copy this week as well. This sounds like something I'm super interested in. I'm super excited to see these other books that you're talking about and putting them into production and everything. They sound really exciting, Robert. And especially you being a musician, always excited to see different, what musicians have to say about the world. I feel like there's a lot there. And you being in a band for 20 years, I assume you maybe did some touring as well. Maybe that influenced some of your writing too.
No, we actually were busy enough to stay just here in Buffalo, New York. We opened for a lot of national acts and kept us busy. We didn't really have to travel.
Oh, dude, that's a great spot to be in for sure. Buffalo's a beautiful city too. I love going up there. Well, awesome, Robert. Thank you so much for stepping into the spotlight today. I'm super excited for people to check out your work. I'm super excited to check out your work. Everybody head to the links in the description here right below us as well. Support this creator, and let's see some awesome comics come out in the next couple of years as well. Robert, thank you so much for your time today.
Really appreciate the guest spot. Thank you very much.
Of course. Thank you.